New Chanel, mama and Gucci, got out the hoop, yeah. Been through hell, carry the life is a movie, yeah. We prevail, now we do the groupies, don't do the groupies, yeah. Got money for bail, don't act like you know me, knock off your koofy, yeah. Flooded the rollie with Ethan, Hellcat Katrina the Beamer, blowing the money like Freeman. I got a flex in the sleepers, they tryna do me like Caesar. You gotta watch for the creepers, I got the eye to see you.
Hey, we are back. Welcome to Dream Chasers Podcast. I'm so excited, man. It's just a lot of good things happening for us. You guys, if you're not hearing about some of the stuff that we're doing, you're gonna figure it out real soon. Clothing line, collaborations with podcasts, collaborations with basketball organizations. Dream Chasers is gonna be a household name, not just in Indiana. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. It's exploding. If you guys like our podcast and you like our daily nuggets, like we do a lot of daily things to help high school kids out, elementary, middle school kids, to help parents, even if you haven't been there and you want to understand how to approach the game. We talk about this, and we have a lot of different guests that back this up, or we base a lot of different things off of NBA and college and that type of thing. So if that's where you're trying to go, that's your destination, please go like, share, and subscribe on Dream Chasers Basketball Indy. That's our YouTube page, Dream Chasers Basketball Indy. I will put it up. Then also go on Facebook. We do a lot of different daily sayings and different giveaways. Dream Chasers Basketball Indy. So on the YouTube is Dream Chasers, all one word, Basketball Indy. And then on Facebook is Dream Space Chasers Space Basketball Space Indy. Okay. So today I'm very excited to have on. This guy was one of my younger guys. He graduated college, and I started doing basketball training, and then I got with Indy Hoops. Shout out to Matt Webster, great organization, and Marcus Thomas came on with me. He's a local kid, and he's currently in California. I want you guys to welcome Marcus Thomas. Marcus, how you doing?
A guy. All right, what's up, buddy?
How you doing, man? All right, so, hey, man, when did you start playing ball? What sports did you play growing up?
Man, I played a little bit of football. Like I said, I'm from the east side of Indianapolis.
Okay.
I went to Lakeside Elementary.
Okay.
So I went to that system, went to Lakeside and Raymond Park. But I started playing ball in church, man, church basketball. Eastern Star, the original Eastern Star on the east side of Indianapolis.
Right.
Indianapolis. So I played church basketball, man, and I played at West Montgomery Park, which was our park right across the street. And I fell into the system, man, and I played at Warren Central. I played at Warren Central all 4 years.
Okay.
And man, like I said, it's been an amazing ride. Indiana basketball, man, it's amazing, man.
Real rich in culture and heritage here.
Indeed.
I'm from Jersey, and I mean, it don't get no richer than Indiana. Indiana's crazy with it, for sure.
Yeah, being out here in California, people are, like I said, they don't understand that basketball is like everything to us. So
right.
When I have like debate talks with people, it's like, yo, I know this thing. I've been studying basketball since I was 10 years old. So it's been amazing.
Right. So what was it like, man? Who drove you to it? Did you just naturally drive to the game of basketball? Was that just something that you picked up, or did your parents put the ball in your hand? Who got you to the game at least to start?
Man, like I said, my dad, man. My dad, he played a big influence, and he still does in my life. Just being at open gyms, watching him play, and him just always rebounding for me, man. My dad really inspired me to take it to the next level. I got to see him play. I watched my older brother play, and then I took it to the next level. I always wanted to be great, and I told him I was going to be a pro, and I made it happen, man. So, yeah, my dad, I was, like I said, not a lot of kids are lucky, to have the fathers in their lives, man, the parents, man. It's that thing going on right now, for sure. Definitely plays a part, but I was lucky to have my dad, for sure.
Right. So was he just a strong, supportive type, or was he yelling, getting in you, or?
My dad would yell. Actually, it's crazy. My dad he couldn't even come to my senior year games because he would just be frustrated. You know, he'd be like, you know how parents are, man,
Right.
screaming
Right.
and going at it. But he just passionate. You know, he loved the game. You know, he
Right.
seen my hard work. So, you know, it's just my mom was the reserve one, just chilling, but she would scream too. My mom wouldn't play; she was screaming.
She
And
get in there.
I know your mom was screaming. Hey, I know Miss Harrington was screaming too. She ain't playing.
Right. She had to do that. She had to do that. So what was it like when you got to Warren? Man, you probably did the middle school thing and decided, hey, I want to play. You got your dad and your brother, the pattern behind, and you get to Warren. What was that like, man? That freshman year, can you remember that? And
Man.
what team did you play on?
It's crazy. At first, I was leaving Raymond Park and I was going to do some football. It was football, band, or like basketball. And like I say, between band and basketball, because I played saxophone in middle school. But I was like, yo, I'm gonna play
Didn't know that.
basketball. I just like I said, I just like, yo, I'm just play basketball.
Right.
But I just remember just going in kind of like whatever, because I had been through one system. I've been through
Right.
like the little baby warriors, you know,
Right.
the little
You done
kids
it
in
all.
one system. So I kind of already knew, you know, who was gonna be there. You know, you get guys like Kenny Page, you got guys like DeAndre Brock. You know,
Right.
so going in, I was a bit nervous, but you know, I'm from the east side of Indianapolis, so you know, I just you carry that on your shoulders and you just kind of like go at it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Yeah.
So when you got there, okay, you got through your probably freshman, sophomore year. When did you start realizing like, you was gonna be a top dog? When did that happen for you?
My sophomore year.
Okay.
I remember making that big jump.
Mm.
I had trained with a guy named Marcus Clayton. He's our athletic director right now. He was our social studies teacher and like trainer at the time. He did speed training, and I remember losing. I remember losing a lot of weight. So it was around my sophomore, junior year, like I said, and I just started picking it up, man. Like I said, I just started making more shots, and you know, I started getting my number called. Became like the sixth man my sophomore year. Became a starter my junior year. You know, my
Right.
senior year took it to the next step and became like I was the Indy East Player of the Year. This is, like I said, I was the Indy East Player of the Year. I think, I said Greg Oden and Mike Conley I was, you know, in those names. So I picked it up, man. I stepped it up, like I said. Because I wanted it, you know what I'm saying? You know, Indiana
Right.
basketball, you just want it. You know what I mean? You see so many guys.
Right.
You can find a good run in a church. You can find a good run anywhere in Indiana.
Absolutely.
You know
That's
what
how
I'm
it
saying?
goes.
No, I just wanted
Yeah.
to be the best, man. So I picked it up, man, for sure.
Right. So when did the realization that you were going to be able to play college basketball? When did that happen? Did that happen pretty early? And then who was recruiting you?
Actually, man, the road was tough, man.
Okay.
You know, this is the time when junior college wasn't like a cool thing. Now I see kids like saying they're announcing they're going to junior college.
Right, that's crazy. That's crazy. That was a worst case scenario,
Yeah, I mean,
for a
people
little
look at me
while.
like Danville.
Right.
You know, I went to Danville Area Community College in Illinois, and it
Okay.
wasn't because of grades or anything. It's just because I wanted to be a Division I athlete. You know,
Right,
my
right.
mom, who was like my manager at the time,
Right.
we made sure all the classes were transferable because
Right.
we wanted to use basketball for education. That was always a thing in the house. My mom and dad wouldn't let me play basketball unless my grades were good. I
Right.
mean, and I wanted to be, you know, I'm a nerd, man. I wanted to learn more, so I used the game.
Right.
But yeah, man, like I said, it's crazy. It's
Right.
man.
Right. That's crazy. One thing you said, because a lot of athletes don't, that, and since you said that, that's gonna be my next focus for tomorrow, because I do these little daily things where we talk about, but a lot of athletes don't really think about like the classes that they're taking. They just want to get through it because they just want to play the game. You know what I mean? But ultimately the ball is going to stop bouncing. You know what I mean? And if you don't have a plan together, or you're not going along a certain type of path to set yourself up, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? What if you don't? You're blessed to play overseas and make some money, but not a lot of guys can say that. So I mean, that was key when you said that, man. That's huge.
Yeah, like I said, it was always, like I said, it was always the focus. You know, junior college was just to go to Division I. You know, down from Loyola, Chicago, man, it was crazy.
So tell me the difference when you left junior college and you got to Loyola in Chicago.
As far as education wise, picked up, the classroom size picked up, so I noticed that ASAP. But then
about the game?
The gameplay.
It's crazy.
I mean, I'm not junior college is like it's like a little bit step of a level from high school. You know what I mean? But once you get Division I, it was like It was a hit, hey, man, and it hit me because I actually was supposed to come in and start, and I came in and start, and I did not do well. And
Wow.
this is a message I can give to kids because I got caught up in that. I'm a Division I athlete.
Right.
It's a lot of girls on campus. You go through that thing. You go through that young phase, man. You go through that young phase is just not being focused. But I lost my position. I had to earn it. I had to earn it back. But Division I is no joke. It's a business. It's a business.
What a lot of people.
1 year scholarship. The 1 year scholarship. You know how it is.
Right. The funny thing about it is like when you look, like when you get to Division I and you start looking around the gym, you look and you're like, everybody can play.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody can go, and it's like, when you finally get up there, it's like, okay, all right, I'm about to do this. I'm gonna beat him out. I'm gonna do this, and then when you get into like, you really get going, and like you said, you don't play well. Well, guess what? You may have to sit the bench for a game or two, or your minutes may decrease, or if somebody's playing well.
The mental part of the game is so important for basketball, man. I mean, that's what college is. In college, it plays with you. Right?
Yeah, and I mean, I say this a lot too. Like I said, I do these daily, I do these little daily nuggets and daily things that I talk about. Just being around a lot of pro guys. I got to a point where, when I had finished college, my brother, I was spending a lot of time with him, and just the fact of just being around like Allen Iverson, or being around like Kevin Garnett, or being around James Harden. These guys mentally, they just have that thought about them. They have that it kind of makes you believe. Even if you you'll be on the court and you'll be playing, and say, playing James Harden, and you got 3 high schoolers, and you got, a couple NBA guys, all 5 on the next team. James like, yo, we about to beat them. Like that confidence from him pushes you up to that next level.
Yeah,
like,
and I guess that guy for me, was George Hill.
Okay.
Like I said, George Hill, being from the east side of Indy, everybody knew who George Hill was. He just made it out of the hood, and he gave back. He gives back to the community. And Carlos Knox, who was a trainer in Indy at the time, was the shooting coach.
Shout out Carlos.
Yeah, shout out Carlos Knox, man. He's coaching at Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
I believe he's doing a great job. But he distilled that mental confidence in me of just like next shot going in, and then getting to be with him, and then G Hill, Tamika Catchings every day. I mean, every day, like they would bust my butt. You know what I'm saying? I want to cuss on the kids, but they would bust my butt.
It's funny because I think about George. I remember when I got here, George was when I was a senior. George was a freshman, and I remember they playing against Broad Ripple, and we beat them. I mean, it was the first game. It was the very first game that I ever played. I played for North Central, and I remember, I played my butt off.
You're Harvey Harrington at the
right.
Brother, I remember seeing this in the paper.
Man, I had 21 points. I had 18 rebounds. Like I killed the first game. And I was feeling myself, but here was this kid, he runs up like, man, you played a good game, and he's dapping me up, and I'm like, yeah, you kids, you cool, and I barely, I didn't get his last name, I just knew it was George, right, and this was George, so man, I got down the line where, I was getting done with JUCO and get ready to play, and then I met up with him again. And he was like, man, I'm George Hill. You remember me? And he ran down everything he was saying to me. I was like, I know exactly who you are. So it's kind of crazy, man. But just to see, a guy like that to come out of IUPUI and to go professional, it's unheard of, man.
My sister went to Broad Ripple. My brother went to Arlington. You know what I'm saying? I went to Orange Central, but it's just like, hearing about George and then, getting to train with him. I mean, he's the reason. In 2014, 15, I got invited to the Pacers, camp. I got invited just because of just busting my butt all summer with G Hill, CJ Miles. But man, look, he's good, man. Listen, and I'm a dude. I believe I'm the best shooter in Indianapolis.
You can shoot that rock. Yeah,
shoot that rock, man. Like I said, so I had to earn my stripes, man. For sure.
Yeah.